Hello everyone, Juxtaposition here. This will be just a quick video on method acting. Method acting, a concept pioneered by Jewish actors and trainers who developed method acting at the Actors Studio in New York City. Lee Strasberg, a Ukrainian Jewish man, and Stella Adler, a Ukrainian Yiddish Jewish woman. And Lee Strasberg was born in Ukraine, Austria area, Hungary, an area whose borders have been redefined. Anyway, he found himself in Manhattan, New York, whereas Stella Adler was born in New York City and died in Los Angeles. Anyway, what I wanted to tell you is that it was Stella Adler who trained Marlon Brando. It was Stella Adler who trained Warren Beatty. As far as I can tell, Jack Nicholson never received any formal training at the Actors Studio, didn't go through the Lee Strasberg school. I know that there's a quote out there somewhere from Al Pacino, who said that Marlon Brando never gave Lee Strasberg enough credit for his method acting training. But I don't think Marlon Brando spent any time with Lee Strasberg. He spent all his time with Stella Adler in their Yiddish method acting. Now, let me just help you out here. When Noam Chomsky is in charge of linguistics at MIT, that means he's in charge of lying. He's in charge of pathological lying, which is what I call the weaponizing of language or applied linguistics. That's just code for in Yiddish for lying. Now, method acting is Hollywood talk, Hollywood speak for pathological lying. In other words, if you're a great Academy Award winning actor, you're a terrific pathological liar. In other words, people believe you're baloney. That's the key to being a great actor, to be a great liar. Even Mel Gibson said so. So, I tend to trust what Mel Gibson says. He hasn't really made one incorrect statement as far as I know. But you should know that Marlon Brando is next door neighbors to Jack Nicholson, who buys his home on July 10th, 1969, just 30 days before Sharon Tate is murdered, directly below his property. And that's interesting. And then those two knuckleheads eventually become neighbors with Warren Beatty and Nanette Benning, who live about a half a mile away on Mulholland Drive at 13671 Mulholland Drive. Marlon Brando's at 12,900, so you can see that's not far. And next door, adjacent to Marlon Brando, is Jack Nicholson at 12,850. So he's adjacent on the same property as Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando trained by Stella Adler, and Warren Beatty trained by Stella Adler, and they all live on Mulholland Drive with Jack Nicholson. I don't know what that means, except that I believe that's all provisional housing. And you've got Summit Ridge Drive, and you've got Beverly Park Drive, which are multiple gated, secured perimeter homes that protect the Franklin Canyon watershed, as well as the Benedict Canyon surveillance canyon and periodic homicide scene. We have all these areas. For the greater Benedict Canyon, it's Angelo Drive is critically important. Summit Ridge Drive, critically important. San Ysidro Drive, important. Beverly Park Drive, important. Then, a little bit to the west, we have Bel Air Road and Stone Canyon Drive, important. Because they're the perimeters. They guard the perimeters of these canyons. Those are ridgeline perimeter properties. And they have cul-de-sacs that feed off of them. Or they have access that is off-road access or tunnel access to subject properties used in military events which occur in Benedict Canyon. All right? Anyway, I just wanted to I'm going to post Lee Strasberg's bio and Stella Adler's bio, because essentially they're in the business of teaching people how to be good liars, and they're Jewish. And I really find it disturbing, to tell you the truth, that the Jewish people would be involved with the social engineering, which involves lying, and then broadcasting that out in music, in television, in film, in books, and in the repeating of the lies. I mean, the Charlie Manson thing just annoys me to no extent. It's such a complete false story. And they have barbecued, 5 innocent people that they put into the gas chamber and then changed it to life imprisonment and denied them parole. They've all been recommended for parole because they're all innocent people. But you can't say you're innocent, otherwise they will deny you parole. They deny parole no matter what they do. So, or they'll poison your food, right? So that's the world you're living in. And, I wanted to emphasize that the Roman Polanski rape on the Jack Nicholson property at 12,850, was on March 10th, 1977. And Angelica Houston was on the property, okay, when that rape was going on. And no one has ever said anything about that. She was 25 years old. Jack Nicholson was 39 years old, and supposedly he's in Colorado. Roman Polanski is 43 years old. The child was 13 years old, Samantha Gailey. But before that, Warren Beatty was involved in the rape of a 14-year-old girl in 1973. Yeah. So there's something about living on Mulholland Drive or living in Beverly Hills and raping little girls. Because we have Kristina Charlotte Hirsch was allegedly raped by Warren Beatty in 1973. I believe he was living on Sunset Boulevard at the time. So he wasn't living on Mulholland Drive. Anyway, but I want to tell you is Warren Beatty is involved with the rape of a child, as is Roman Polanski, who's the director of the film Cul-de-sac, which everything about the way Benedict Canyon and Laurel Canyon is set up is based on cul-de-sacs and cul-de-sacs off of cul-de-sacs, and calling cul-de-sacs drives when they are most definitely courts, dead-end courts. All right, thanks for listening. Have a great day. We'll talk soon.